I was asking myself how this person got my custom-made designs, because it's one of a kind, and wear them without fear and display in public. I don't accuse him as a thief, but there is question to be answered here.
Man, this story absolutely pisses me off and drives me up the wall. This is a clear example and proof that we have a two-tier justice system. If we don't start holding people accountable, no matter if they're politicians or in the highest seats of office for Congress or a public servant of any sort, to the same degree of any Joe Blow off the street, how can we expect anybody else to act civilized? We have to start holding these people accountable. None of us should be held accountable to a different tier. We should all be equally held accountable at the same level, no one higher or lower than the other. But here we are with the Biden administration, the same administration, which is the worst administration we've ever had in the history of this country, the same administration that claims that they are the most transparent administration that the country's ever had. But yet here we are with an inclusion hire, a non-binary hire from Biden, Mr. Joe Biden, not my president, hired a non-binary klepto. He's a serial klepto thief. He goes from state to state, kleptoing and stealing and thieving, taking other people's luggage. If you don't know this story, it is one of the most bizarre, crazy-ass stories I've ever covered or just read myself. You cannot make this shit up, people.
Fox News alert, airline passengers can breathe easy because the man behind the most infamous airline heist since D.B. Cooper has been brought to justice. That's right, Sticky Sammy is in handcuffs again. And no, it's not the fuzzy kind. Biden's non-binary former nuke guru and convicted bag snatcher was arrested last night at his Maryland home and charged with grand larceny. Police picked him up for being a, quote, fugitive from justice. So wait, does that make him a gender outlaw? We'll have to see what box he checks. Sticky appeared before a judge today who refused to release him, instead extraditing him to Virginia. The investigation is being led by Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, which means this is about what went down at Reagan National in D.C., remember? That's right. Sticky stole an African fashion designer's bag, and then he wore her clothes over and over and over again. So we reached out to the fashion designer, and she said the police have been in contact with her lawyer. And she's been asked to come and identify the items taken by the cops, so it certainly looks like Sticky Sammy robbed this lady. And Sticky was already on a suspended 180-day jail sentence from his Las Vegas baggage thefts. Is this a violation of Sticky's parole? Might be. If so, he could go away for quite a long time.
We have Mrs. Sam Brinton. Y'all remember the story? He was going around, got caught stealing luggage. The lady even went on Fox News talking about it. Yeah, this is the same guy that was wearing her clothes during interviews, and that's what led her to figuring out, hey, I'm a designer, an African designer. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. I mean, picture what, ride with me with this now. This is a diversity, inclusion, and equity hire, right? That's what the Democrats believe in. So they hire some crazy klepto, non-binary gay man that goes around stealing women's luggage, and it took them to figure out that the man has something wrong mentally. He goes on interviews where an African designer, right? We always talk about cultural appropriation, these wokesters. We got a non-binary gay man stealing, cultural appropriating, stealing African designers' luggages, and then wearing it during interviews, which ultimately led to her saying, hey, that's my designs. That's my clothes. He's the one that stole my clothes.
December 2022, we saw on the Fox News about Sam Brinton luggage issue, and saw my custom-made designs worn by Sam Brinton, which was in the missing bag back 2018. Oh my God, I was shocked. For more than 40 years, I work hard. On my work, it's very paining. Then I made another police report in Houston. They told me to wait for investigation. On January, somebody called me and introduced himself, and he told me He's working on my issue, but still today I had nothing. I was asking myself how this person got my custom-made designs, because it's one of a kind, and wear them without fear and display in public. I don't accuse him as a thief, but there is question to be answered here. What I can say for now, with all pains, time, suffer, let down my people, didn't attend the show, what I need is justice now.
Multiple states, different people, and here we are today with the conclusion that just confirms everything that we already knew, man, with this administration. They always talk about white privilege. No, it's a democratic privilege, class privilege. If you're Democratic, gay, part of that rainbow Skittles community, black, or a woman, oh, you got privilege, buddy. And are you on the Democratic side, or you're a progressive, a liberal? This is the story of the century. Mrs. Sam Brinton, man. Brinton made headlines in mid-2022 after being appointed to lead nuclear waste policy at the Department of Energy, DOE, Office of Nuclear Energy, as a non-binary gender-fluent person. Brinton avoided jail in 2 criminal cases, while a 3rd criminal case and a related lawsuit remains ongoing. In December 2022, the DOE announced Brinton had departed the agency but declined to give comments on the reason. We wonder why. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I do encourage you to go read the article, but I want to scroll down to the verdict of what it ended up coming to. In April, Brinton agreed to enter an adult diversion program during a remote Hennepin County, Minnesota hearing. Under the adult diversion program, Brinton will be required to have a mental health evaluation, write a letter of apology to the victims, return any stolen property, and complete a 3-day community service. Now, don't you tell me, you be the judge and tell me that that is not a 2-tier justice system, that is not privilege. No one is above the law? Didn't Nancy Pelosi say something like that? Isn't that the Democrats' war cries? No one is above the law. But here their non-binary person seems to be above the law. They say that they're the most transparent administration that we've ever had. Doesn't seem that way to me. Their diversity, equity, and inclusion hire, this non-binary fluid like water gay man person got caught stealing in multiple states, culturally appropriating, wearing an African woman's African designs. I mean, help me understand. This is worse than just a slap on the wrist. This man had multiple grand larceny cases that he pretty much was found guilty on, and he walks away, not a single jail time. You be the judge. You tell me what your thoughts are on this. But either way, I think this is funny and bizarre, and this thing is a complete embarrassment to the United States of America. This administration is a complete embarrassment to the United States of America. Kamala Harris is a complete embarrassment to the United States of America. She does just nothing but word salads on her interviews. Joe Biden is a complete embarrassment to the United States of America. The man can't formulate a sentence. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He has to have a cheat card to answer the questions, and they already have probe set up questions for him. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Our economy's, you be the judge. I want to know what your thoughts are. If you watched it this far, thank you. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting and elevating my voice. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified every time I put out some more mean tweet commentary. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy, Craig Long 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, wait. You're old.